Hi, in this video, in converting this Vauxhall Vivaro into a camper, this is the crew cab. So you've got the 3 rear seats here, and then there's a plastic bulkhead, which is actually riveted in. What I'm going to be doing in this video is getting rid of that. I am still keeping the rear seats in this at the moment, because yes, it's going to be a camper eventually, but I still need the extra seats in there because of getting my daughter and grandson and bits and pieces until I've got seats in the back with seat belts in. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do with this. So I hope you stay with me for this and see how I get on in this, if it actually breaks or whatever. And again, if you haven't seen, I converted a little Peugeot Partner into a camper a good few years ago now, so I'll put links to the videos up there. If you want to see more of this and converting this one, please do subscribe to the channel, and as well, you know, if you find this useful on how to actually get rid of this and gives you a better thing than I'm probably going to do it, give this video a like as well. So anyway, let's get on and see how we get on with this. The first thing you've got to do is you've got some braces, one here and one below as well, and then there's the same on the other side, and it's a 19mm socket on these, so it's just basically removing these first and then we'll start riveting out those. Done both sides now, but I've just realised, like from the other side, there's another bolt just underneath this panel here. I was hoping not to take these panels away at the moment, but I've got a wooden panel here and then a plastic one that side. So I'm going to take all this off, because at the end of the day, you know, in this side there's going to be a window anyway cut out. The rear ones are going to have windows put in, so that'll be in the next video. So if you want to see me even screw up probably the bodywork, then find out in those. But yeah, so it's going to all come out because it's going to be insulated and everything else anyway. I just want the bulkhead out, like I say, at the moment, to work out the space, because this is like, it's going to be like a kind of a family car as well as a camper as well as a work vehicle, where I can separate out my work stuff, because I kind of clean out fish balls for a living. I don't do as many as I should, because I've got a spinal problem. I mean, if you haven't seen any of my videos, like I say, I've got degenerative lower spine, bulging disc in the neck, riddled with arthritis, can hardly walk half the time. You know, sometimes doing this, like, you know, doing this today, I'll be bad for like a day or two, but at the end of the day, it's the way that it goes, isn't it? So at the end of the day, I try and push myself. This one, it looks like this one's riveted in, that one's screwed in. I said, stop me yammering and let's get on with it. Wondering what this power is here. Basically, there was an old, like, it was a water heater. I thought it was the towel dispenser, but there was power going in. There's no voltage going into it because I've checked, and there is other power around here, like there's an inverter in the front with some main sockets up there. It seems to be disconnected, but I'm not too sure, but I need to trace all the wires around. So that's just what that is. And now this should just come off, I hope, like that. And then I'm just gonna, like I say, disconnect those wires, so now I can get to that. Really, like I say, I didn't need this off, but then at least that's space to put insulation. This board won't go back on because I'll be putting boards up, and again it'll be carpeted, blah blah blah. You know what's going to happen with this van. You've seen other van conversions. If you've watched this, you know what's going to happen. So right, anyway, let's get this out of the way, and I'll get that out of the way, and then we'll carry on from there. Let's just start drilling these rivets out. I'm not sure about this one. There's plastic on top and it does look like a rivet, but I'm not too sure. So we'll do the others and then we'll see where we go. So there's little bits of trim here and that. Remember, this is not a tutorial on how to do it, but if you're doing one of these, it gives you an idea. Like me, I've quickly looked at one or two and it's obvious really. Just take that out. Pity it's not bolts, but anyway, let's carry on. From what I understand as well, there's some clips just by the seats here, so I'll put a screwdriver in there and see if we can unclip those. So we just pull. Okay, so basically it's all loose, all the rivets out, and it is actually loose up there, but it seems it can't come over the wooden floor that I've got here, so now I'm going to have to take that up. So let's see how that goes. It's screwed down, so let's see. again, it is recommended to take the floor up because this side I hadn't tried to pull the plastic, this bulkhead over, but that side I had, so now basically the floor is wedged in underneath this and I can't get the floor out over the wheel arch, so I'm going to have to cut a little bit of the floor panel, well the wood away and everything. So if you're doing this, make sure if you've got any wood, get rid of it, any flooring in there first. Make life a lot easier, trust me. Right, you can kind of see behind me now, here is the bulkhead and it's loose, it's out, it's done. But the problem is getting it out through the back, because you've got to think this is the full width of the van and the doors aren't the full width of the van at the back, so you can't get it through there. So the only thing I assume is I've got to take the seats out. Well, there's a lot of trim around the seats riveted in before I can actually get to the bolts, hopefully, to take then the seats out. So that's what we're up to now. To get the seats out in these, there's some rivets along the plastic trim at the bottom, underneath the seats, underneath the cushions, if you know what I mean. And then there's just a little plastic clip at the back. And once those are out, the actual seats are then loose. And what's really holding them in place is those big metal straps that we took out originally with the 19mm socket. So basically now these can come out. We're just going to slide these out and then be able to get that out. And then the seats are going to go back in, because like I say, I do need it with these extra seats in the back while I'm still converting, while I'm deciding exactly what to do anyway. So let's get on with that bit. Right, sorry I didn't film all of that, but trying to get it out was a nightmare. Really, the seats do need to come out to make it easier to get out, but then I've got to get them back in again to bolt them back in, which really I don't want to do at the moment. We had to push it this way and pull it out and push, and it's complicated, but it's now come out. So now that's out, and now I'm just going to sweep up because it's a mess under here as well. I'm going to take the proper flooring up and get the seats back in. This is now a good few weeks later, where I've started to insulate the back of the van and start to put the flooring down. But really I need these front seats out now. I mean, I do buy a bed literally within a week of actually taking these out. What I'm now doing is I want to try and get it as light as possible to actually get them out of the car, because like I say, with all the plastic trim and the actual padding and everything else, it is really heavy. Well, the middle and the end one seat, basically they lift up where you've got storage underneath. Those are just on a hinge mechanism, and it's just a hex key bolt that you just undo those, and then the actual padding just comes straight off from those. Once they're off, that allows you to get the plastic trim that's holding in the actual box, like for the storage, if you know what I mean, and then that just then slides out to the back. To take the rear padding off, basically they're held in first of all by the supports that hold the headrests, and they're just like little like plunger type of things, and you just basically press those in and then just pop those up and then they come out. And the bottom part of these is actually just clipped into a metal bar, and you just pull those up and then they're completely removable. On the driver's side one, you do need to unclip the actual seatbelt part as well, and that goes for the centre one. That's a little bit different to get out, and then it's the same procedure as the other side. To remove the seat frame, it's as earlier in the video, just undo those supports. Now to get the middle back section out, I didn't record this, but that was basically held in by some bolts, and you just had to undo those, which is around the seatbelt mechanism, if I remember right. You'd see it when you look at it. It's just I didn't do that. I removed it like this because I just wanted to get the thing out. Once all the brackets are unbolted, then it is just actually free to move around. It is still pretty heavy though. I mean, like I say, I did actually struggle to get this out of the van, but it is manageable. If it would be better if you've got two, and if you've got two people, really you don't need to take the padding off and the backings off like I actually did. It'll just make it a lot easier. And because I'm doing new flooring in here, I'm putting insulation down and then basically wood laminate down. So then I took the actual plastic flooring down. All that is just undoing a few clips, and then that just slides out, and then you can take the trim off as well by the sides, which all of that will be in the next video, showing how I've actually done the flooring and the supporting of that. So basically, make sure you stay tuned and subscribe if you're not already, and then you'll see my adventures of actually doing this. And unfortunately, I've mentioned before, due to my spinal problem, it takes me a lot longer to actually do these. So these have been filmed a while ago, so I am a lot further along now. So you may see the next few videos us going away to pick up some rails for the bed that we've got as well. So make sure you stay tuned anyway. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. So bye for now. Bye.